Dark nights alone, in the zone. Heart turns to stone, feel it to the bone. Clock ticks loud, can't escape the cloud. In the crowd, unbowed, thoughts wrapped in shroud. Falsy thoughts race, life's a twisted place. No time to erase, I'll just keep the pace. Streetlights glare, danger's always there. In the lair we prepare, no room for care. Shadow paths we trace, haunted smiles on our face. No dreams left to chase, locked in this space. Silence screams loud, destiny's proud. Can't stand the crowd, darkness is our shroud. Oh. Clock ticks loud, can't escape the cloud. In the crowd, unbowed, thoughts wrapped in shroud. Falsy thoughts race, life's a twisted place. No time to erase, I just keep the pace. Oh. Streetlights glare, danger's always there. In the lair we prepare, no room for care. Shadow paths we trace, haunted smiles on our face. No dreams left to chase, locked in the space. Silence screams loud, destiny's proud. Can't stand the crowd, darkness is our shroud. Dark nights alone, in the zone. Heart turns to stone, feel it to the bone.
All right, y'all, start liking the live, start sharing. Appreciate you all for being here. All right. What's going on? What's going on? If you're watching me on YouTube right now, how's it going? What's going on? What's good with you? Of course, I appreciate you being here. Y'all amazing. Love y'all for being here. Much love to y'all for being here. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Peace, 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 y'all. Peace. Peace to the chat. All right, y'all, don't worry. I'm just setting up over on my end right now. And just setting up over on my end. The phone lines are not open yet. Phone lines are not open yet. Just give me a second. Phone lines are not open yet. Just give me a second. What's good, y'all? I do appreciate y'all. I want y'all to thank y'all for being here. What's going on, Weed? What's going on, brother? Give me a second. Something's going on my laptop. a shit about that.
Yeah, I've noticed that. So how do you reconcile? Like, how do you navigate that? Like, if you are an immigrant, or if you're even like, let's say, FBA kind of, you're a black person, you're any type of minority in this country, or just a woman. But let's say you are raised in a religious family background. How do you, where do you fit in this country? Like, I don't know where to even vote.
I would say we should vote for principles and things that we believe in, right? And at the end of the day, in this country, is always going to be a balancing act. Like there are people who vote for the Republicans only because of the abortion and the gay issue. That's the only reason why they vote Republican. But they don't care about, or they don't care for anything else the Republicans do. Like they don't agree with them on just about almost anything else, but just because they agree with them on restricting gay rights and restricting abortions, they vote Republican. You know what I mean? So it's a balancing act, because you're not going to always get everything that you want. But what I would say is that if you're a religious person, where are the principles? Do you care about more than just what your religion is? Because your religion, it controls what you do, but doesn't control everybody else. That's number one. But number two, what do you actually want to see for your society?
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. Yeah, but I mean, kind of cringes me out sometimes when these Republicans talking about, the Bible doesn't say this, doesn't say that, and like, yeah, go follow it then. I do follow the Bible personally. I'm not out here telling people what to do and not to do. It's everybody's belief. It's a personal thing. But when it's come to a country, we have the Constitution, we have the laws, and we're gonna have to find a common ground where we can be judged by, not just your opinion or my opinion or your belief or my belief or something like that. And yeah, so as a black person, I'm assuming you're FBI
No, I'm Haitian.
or Asian. Okay. So did you you said you're not a Democrat? Did you vote? Like, have you ever voted?
Yeah, I voted. Yeah, in the last few elections, the reason why I voted Democrat was just for like harm reduction. I didn't want Trump to get in. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason I voted in the last few elections.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Would you say that they say the Democratic Tea Party is happening? Do you think it's a good thing? Like, you can, if that really happens, let's say if the skin is really like lifted up and the Democratic Party really becomes the new version of itself, would you say it gets better for you to embrace it, or just gets worse?
What if the Democrats go more left?
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be wonderful if the Democrats go more left.
I see. Why do you say that?
Because I believe in leftist policies. I believe in progressivism. I believe in leftism. I believe in I believe that our economy should become more democratic, which is essentially socialism.
Okay. Okay. My last question is, what do you think is like the biggest issue right now for the Black community, socially or politically, that we have to really have to deal with?
Politically is coming up with a coherent agenda. Socially, I would say things like healthcare, and I would say things like healthcare, job security, and economics, basically.
Okay. Nice talking to you, sir.
All right, not a problem. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Once again, I'm go ahead and put on the hold music. Thank you guys for joining me. Hey, Jacob, if you think it's a dumb reason, go ahead and come on up and we could talk about it. Don't just say it's a dumb reason and then stick to the comments. Now, you said you can't come up right now, but if you can't come up, then yeah, I mean, like, I guess go away for now. All right, let's bring on Motion. I think that's your name is. Go ahead and come on up, Motion. All right, I do see Anthony over on my YouTube comments. Anthony, you can call in. The phone number is pinned and it's right here on the top. You can call in and then we could go ahead and have that conversation if you would like. I do see you over on the YouTube comments. I'm not paying attention to the YouTube comments because just they pass by too quickly. I'm not able to get to everything. But if you would like to talk to me, go ahead and call in that number. Same thing over on the Deconstruction Junction. Over on Deconstruction Junction, if you watch me from there, you can go ahead and call in on the number. It's right up here, 786-530-5941. And over on the TikTok, I have Motion Blue, who wants to talk about immigrants. Yeah, go ahead and come on up, and we'll go ahead and talk about it if you would like to. Here's the thing, y'all. Anytime you guys say something like, if either you disagree with me or you call me stupid or whatever, I'm just gonna invite you up to have the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, don't just sit behind the computer. Actually, talk to a person. And the reason why I do that is because we tend to think in caricatures, right? Like, y'all come in hot, thinking that, you know, the person sitting opposed from you is gonna be saying some, you know, crazy wild shit. But I think if you actually speak to the person, you would actually see that the person sitting across from you is just another human who has different opinions. We're not all just these crazy fucking people, right? So just go ahead and call on in, and we can have the discussion. Hey, yeah, Anthony, I just don't want people spamming the chat. You can go ahead and discuss with one of the other mods, but if you're responding to me, they're just going to tell you to call in so you can actually have the discussion with me. But if you're going to be responding to everything that I say, the mods will just boot you, because if you just respond to everything I say, but you're actually not calling in to have the discussion, they're going to boot you, because you're not actually coming to talk to me. You're just spamming the chat. You know what I mean? But if you want to talk to the mods, go ahead and talk to the mods or talk to anybody else in the chat. But if you're going to be responding to me, they're going to tell you to call in and talk to me. And if you don't do that, they're just going to boot you. Hey, how's it going, Kay? We're just taking ops right now, waiting for people to come on in. I did have another guest. Not sure what's going on, but I did invite two of them up, and it seems that they don't want to come up for some reason. All right, y'all. So keep tapping that screen. We're just waiting. We're just waiting for another person to call in for us, and we will continue to have the discussion. Yeah, tough. The first thing that the Nazis did when they got in power was kill all the socialists. Like, it's like y'all don't know the history of this. Yeah, the first thing that they did when they got into power was kill all the socialists. Like, it's insane that y'all always say that the Third Reich was socialist. They even admitted that they only did that in order to get people into the party. They didn't believe in that shit. They didn't believe in that shit at all. All right, y'all, we are still here. Just waiting for any guests. Yeah, Anthony, I'm not gonna go through all of your comments, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If you actually want to have a conversation, just call in with me, bro. I'm not gonna scroll up to all the comments that you left. Just call. Yeah, Jacob, you just keep complaining in the chat. Go ahead and just and come on up and actually have the discussion, because I get what be up with y'all, bro? What be up with y'all? The economy of the Third Reich was not socialist. They were capitalist. All right, they let monopolies happen. All you had to have was loyalty to the state. That's all you had to have was loyalty to the state. It wasn't socialist. Like their workplaces weren't democratic at all. Y'all realize that socialism is not the government does stuff, right? That's not what socialism is. It's not the government does stuff. So the Third Reich had monopolies. The Third Reich had private business running everything. The Third Reich banned unions. The Third Reich didn't have democratic workplaces. People were able to keep all their profit without like worrying about the people at all. All they had was loyalty to the state. As long as you were loyal to the state, that's it. Like you could do whatever the hell you want. Like the Third Reich was not a socialist economy. I don't know why people say this. The Third Reich was not at all a socialist economy. They were capitalist, tough. The Third Reich was a capitalist economy. Yeah, hey Jacob, if you keep responding to me without coming up, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you, bro. Because it's like I told y'all this already. If y'all just gonna respond to everything that I say, I'm gonna invite you up. If you don't come up, but you keep just responding to everything I say, I'm just gonna go ahead and boot you. I'd rather have the conversation, you know. All right, we have a caller.
Call from
Drew.
All right, we got a call from Drew. Drew, can I get your age, please? And are you Republican, conservative, or MAGA?
Yeah, 21, and I'm MAGA.
Drew, MAGA. Okay, why should black people be MAGA?
When you say MAGA, what do you mean by MAGA? Just so I know we're on the same page.
Trump supporter.
So you mean why should black people support Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on what they want to support. I think it depends on the specific policy of Trump.
But he's also a racist. So why should you support a racist?
How is he a racist?
He didn't want to rent out to black people. He said that the Central Park Five should get killed and they were innocent. He also said that he also hid people like black people from his casinos. He would put them in the back whenever a major player would come in. He says that, black people steal. That's just what they are. He also put an image out of the Obamas as apes and monkeys, which has always been a racist trope. So yeah, he's racist.
Well, let's start with the first thing. You said the Central Park Five, that he called for their death, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Didn't the Central Park Five didn't one of the guys said that they did it?
No.
Yeah, the guy, what's his name? Corey Wise, I believe, when he was being interrogated, he basically ratted his boys out.
It was a false confession.
How was it a false confession?
Because they found DNA on her body and it didn't match any of those boys. Not only that, several of those boys were not even near where the rape happened at the time of the rape.
Yeah, well, did you read the transcript? The transcript, not only did Corey Wise admit to it, but his friend.
I know about the transcript, but during that time, we know that it was a forced confession. Even the cops admitted that they forced him to do it.
What did they ask him to make it a forced confession? Because when I watched the whole interrogation, it didn't look like they forced him to do anything. I mean, DJ Black posted the entire confession on his channel.
Right.
They didn't force anything on him.
Drew, let me ask you a question. If the cops said that yes, we forced them, and not only that, the DNA evidence shows that they weren't near their DNA wasn't on their body, and not only that, they also showed that those boys weren't even near there. What the hell are we talking about there at this point?
I'm just telling you what he said. Listen
to my question, Drew. The DNA evidence is not on her body. There's no DNA. Another person confessed to it and said that I was the one who did it, not those boys. Forensic evidence shows that they were not near the rape, and the cops admitted that they forced them to confess. What are we talking about?
No, I didn't say. No, I didn't.
Drew. Don't react. Listen to everything that I just said. No. You're reacting. Everything. Stop.
I can repeat.
Stop. Don't repeat. What I want you to do is think about what I'm saying and don't just jump on the answer, because at that point you're only listening to respond and not to actually comprehend and have a discussion. If you have a situation, hold on, listen, bro. This is what I'm saying, Drew. If we have a situation where one person confesses to a crime, right? However, 10 years later, someone else confesses to it. The DNA evidence shows that the person that did confess to it is the one that was there at the scene of the crime and the one that actually did it. Not only that, there's more evidence to show that the person that confessed to it before was nowhere near the scene of the crime, and the cop that got the confession admitted that they forced him to do it. What are we talking about?
Okay, let me start with the first thing. The cop that you said admitted that he forced the kid to confess. What is the cop's name so I can look it up?
I forgot. I'll go ahead and look it up now. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, because there were two. There was that interrogation, and then there was his friend, when he the one that said that he one of the victims scratched him on the eye because he was holding her or something like that, and she scratched him, and he got a slash on his eye.
Yeah, here it is.
This is what he had told the
Here it is, and the detectives said that they already they were going to go home depending on who was confessing, so they lied to them to get a coerced confession. Yeah, and this was on video as well. They kept them isolated, they kept them stressed, and it denied basic needs, which is something that courts have already ruled as a forced confession. So here's hold on, Drew. What are we talking about here, bro? DNA exonerated them. None of their DNA was on the body. DNA exonerated them, bro. If he scratched her on her face, hold on, listen, Drew. If he scratched her on her face, his DNA would be on her face, and it wasn't. No, he didn't scratch her. He didn't scratch her. She scratched him. Right, but her DNA wasn't on him. If she scratched him, his DNA would be on her. It wasn't. So what are we talking about? Drew, I'm really struggling to understand what your point is here. You're really trying to make these boys be guilty, but we know they weren't. We know that, bro. Drew, that doesn't matter. They're not guilty. They were innocent. Until this day, Trump can't. Trump still says that they deserve the death penalty, even years after we know that they were innocent. So you're saying that? The reason why they got a forced confession out of them, even though you watch these. Drew, it was a coerced confession. The courts have already seen all of this, bro. The prosecutors, the one who actually charged people with crimes, have looked at all this evidence and said, yeah, the police forced this confession. There's nothing to talk about here anymore, bro. Nothing to talk about here anymore. Okay, fair enough. But I'm just saying, when I watched the thing, it didn't look. Doesn't matter. I know it doesn't look forced. It doesn't look forced, but just because it doesn't look one way doesn't mean that it is that way. This happens all the time. Okay, all right, whatever you say, bro. But it's not whatever I say. Convincing them. Hold on. Dude, let me ask you a question. If they did it, why wasn't there any of their DNA on her body? If they actually did it, I have no idea. They didn't fucking do it, bro. If she scratched one of the boys, DNA would be on the body. Was the DNA on the body? I can look through the whole thing. No. Otherwise, they will still be in jail. No, the DNA wasn't on the body. It was somebody else. It was somebody else who confessed 10 years later. Somebody else did it. And not only that, they gave specifics of the crime that the boys didn't give. Come on, bro. Like this is kind of silly at this point. What are we doing here, bro? The Central Park Five are innocent. Period. There's nothing to discuss here, bro. I'm not sure why you're still sticking on this. They're innocent, bro. There's nothing to discuss here. I can move on. We can move on. I mean, okay, we can move on if you don't want to talk about it. So you're saying that Trump is a racist, but I'm saying like the policies that he proposed. What don't you like? What policies are you specifically against? I'm against his immigration policy. I have no problem with deporting people who are violent criminals, right? But that's not what he's doing. Not only that, like the end of TPS, for example, there was no reason to end TPS. Haiti is still in a humanitarian crisis right now, so like ending it had nothing to do with them being criminal or having to do with Haiti being better right now. Nothing. He just ended TPS just to end it. And not only that, he spread the false rumor that Haitians were eating cats and dogs up in Cincinnati, or actually up in Ohio. I forgot which city that was, but he spread a false rumor which was actually based on racism.
Well, that when they were snatching up geese and they were snatching up,
it didn't happen, bro. It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Hold on. That came from the constituents. These were the people that were on the
She
ground.
lied.
Where you had multiple witnesses.
They lied.
No,
friend. Drew.
Let me finish.
The person who started the rumor admitted she lied.
It's not just a person. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was a council meeting of people complaining about this.
Yes,
and they were saying that they saw.
And they lied. They admitted that they lied, bro. The people said they didn't say that they saw it. They said they're hearing about it. And the one that went viral for it, that black dude who went viral for it, who said that someone is picking up geese, that a Haitian picking up geese, that person wasn't even Haitian. He worked for the wildlife organization.
He worked for the wildlife organization?
Yes. The picture that you saw of someone carrying a duck is someone who worked for the wildlife organization of Ohio. And he was just picking up roadkill. That's all he was doing.
Wait. So it wasn't just that black dude that went to the town council meeting who said that they were snatching up.
And none of them saw it. None of them saw it.
Witnesses. So none of those people on the ground saw it.
None of them, bro. If you look at the council meeting, you would see that none of them said that they saw it. All they said was that they're hearing about it. None of them actually saw it. The police even investigated it. Hold on. The police even investigated this and say that we've never seen any of this happening. There's no credible evidence that this is happening. None. And the person who started the rumor. Hold on. Listen. The person who started the rumor admitted that she lied. The black dude who went to the council meeting admitted that he lied. The people who were at the council meeting, none of them said that they actually saw it. The picture of the dude picking up the duck was simply a wildlife worker picking up roadkill. The police said that there is no credible evidence that any of this is happening. What are we talking about, bro?
That dude, hold on. The dude in the photo, that dude did not look like no wildlife person. That dude looked like a homeless guy. He didn't have no uniform on. He didn't look like he was working for any organization. The dude looked like a regular guy. He didn't look like he was working for no wildlife organization. Nobody believes that.
Hey, Drew. The organization said that this is our worker. What are we talking about?
No, I think they're covering for him politically. I don't believe that at all.
Why would they do that, dude? Why would they do that?
Because they're lying. Because they're covering for.
Why would they do that? Why would they do that? What would be the point?
I'm just telling you.
Hold on, Drew. You realize you can confirm stuff like that, right?
Why do you keep asking me a question? I'm trying to answer.
Listen to what I'm saying, Drew. Number one, you said that the wildlife organization that this dude worked for is simply lying. You realize we can confirm it, right?
Okay, confirm it.
Yeah, we can confirm it. He works for the organization.
What is his name? Do anybody know his name?
No, I don't remember his name.
So what about the Haitians driving without driver's licenses and getting into car accidents? What about them?
That was also a rumor. Bro, why do you just believe
a rumor? We watched it on local news. I watched it on local news in real time where they arrested the guy.
Which guy?
The Haitian dude that crashed into a freaking in Ohio. There were multiple reports of car crashes from Haitians.
Yeah, I know. And you realize the police investigate this stuff, right, and find nothing credible.
Bro, I don't believe the
one person. Yeah, sure. You can find maybe one or two per people who got into accidents. That doesn't mean that all of a sudden all the Haitians are getting into accidents and are driving without a license. That's stupid.
I didn't say all. I'm just saying there were multiple reports of Haitians.
I know, but you realize that there are frivolous reports, right? Just like the reports of them eating cats and dogs. Those were frivolous reports. The police themselves said it didn't happen.
So, but
Why would the police lie for a bunch of black people? Why would the police lie for a bunch of black people? They're admitting that this didn't happen, Brian. Why would the police? Why would the police lie for a bunch of black people? They're the ones who said that this is not happening. Why would they lie for a bunch of black people?
Because the police don't want all the controversy. The police, the mayor, and all these guys don't want all the controversy around this stuff. So they're going to come out and say this stuff that nothing's happening. The police get there after the fact. They're not going to get there as the person is in the act doing it. They get there after the fact. When they get there after the fact and they don't see anything, they're going to be like,
let me get this straight. The police, an organization that has historically oppressed black people, are now going to lie on behalf of black people. You realize how stupid that sounds?
Yeah, well, welcome to progressive cities.
It's not a progressive city. Trump won that city by 15 points. It's not a progressive city. This is what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like niggas just saying anything. This was not a progressive city or progressive county. Trump won that county by 15 points. This is stupid, bro. Why would they do that? Come on, this is what I'm saying. Like niggas just be saying anything, bro.
How the freak would the police know about this? How do the police know that that nothing is happening? How would they know?
Because they investigate.
Investigate what?
They investigate the call. If you call them and say that somebody got into an accident with me, this was their license plate number, they're gonna go in and investigate it. I work in car insurance. I talk to police all the time. They go investigate it, bro.
I'm talking about if somebody snatch up a geese and walk off with it, and then you call the police and say, yeah, man, somebody snatched up a geese. If the police get there and there's nobody there, how would they know?
How would they know what? How would they know that someone snatched up a geese? Because they don't even investigate that, like, bro. That's wildlife.
Yeah, no. If I see somebody snatching up a bird and I call the cops, I'm like, yeah, man, there's some guy out here snatching up a lot of birds, and then the police get there and they can't find the guy. How would they know? How would they be like, oh man, yeah, this is not happening, y'all?
Because they ask people around the park. They go to the person who saw it. They get descriptions, and then when they get the description, they see if they can find any cameras around there to find a person. And when they do find a person, they go to that person and they ask them. And if you realize there's like cameras everywhere, right? So if someone actually took a picture, hold on. Someone actually took a picture of the person and they gave it to the cops. The cops then looked for the person, and then they found out the person who works for a wildlife organization, and the wildlife organization had to tell the public that this is our worker. That's how investigations happen.
How in the world can they prove that this guy, if I take a picture of somebody and
does your job have IDs, bro? Does your job have IDs?
What?
Does your job have IDs?
Yes, my job does. Yeah.
Yeah, so does mine. So if someone takes a picture of me out in the street, and then cops run that through social media or something like that, they'll be able to find my job and they'll come to my job, wouldn't they?
So yeah, that's true. But
exactly.
In this case,
so that's what happened in this case. You realize that if the wildlife organization is going to say this person works for them because clearly they have IDs.
Bro,
this is crazy, bro. This is stupid. This is no, Drew. Drew. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. We're gonna move on to something else because this is crazy. This is stupid. You're believing in unsubstantiated rumors, bro.
No, you are. This guy put a bird in a suitcase.
No, he fucking didn't. There was no suitcase in the picture. No, there wasn't. There was no suitcase. There was no suitcase. There was no suitcase. There was no suitcase.
It was a bag. It was a case, bro.
All right, man.
It was.
I don't have time for this, man. I don't have time for this. I'm really done with this. All right, man. Because if I'm just gonna believe in unsubstantiated rumors, then I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm done. I'm done. This is like I can't do it no more. I'm done. I can't do it. All right, guys. We're still here. We're still here, y'all. All right, y'all. So if you would like to talk to me, go ahead and call on in. Go ahead and call on in. We're going to be here probably for the next hour and a half. Shout out to the Deconstruction Junction. Thank y'all so much over on Deconstruction Junction. You guys are wonderful. I appreciate y'all. appreciate y'all for being here. We're just gonna go ahead and wait for any more people. Give me 1 second. I just gotta go ahead and block this racist. All right, racist blocked. All right, y'all. So we're still gonna go ahead and wait for another caller, or if anybody over here on a TikTok would like to come in. Yeah, Lynn, I went ahead and hung up. I'm good. I can't do it anymore. Like it gets to a point where it's ridiculous, man. It gets to a point where the shit is ridiculous, man. You can't make this shit up, and I don't understand it. And I recognize his voice too. He calls in almost every week and does this. He calls in almost every week to do this. And you just can't make this shit up, man. Yeah, you can't make this shit up. But yeah, guys, once again, if you would like to come on up and speak and discuss, we are now just waiting for anybody who would like to come in and speak and discuss with me. Once again, guys, the number is right up there on the screen if you'd like to call in and speak with me. If you're watching over from the YouTube side, I'm not going to be answering to the comments because there's a lot of them, and I can't go through all the comments one by one. All right. Can't go through all the comments one by one, so we're just gonna go ahead and wait for someone else. Hey, appreciate the follow, Jason. Appreciate the follow, Jason. Thank y'all so much. Hey, Tough, you've been here for like what, the past 20-30 minutes and you still haven't called in yet. Same thing with you, Anthony. Y'all been in both chats for like 20-30 minutes and not joined, not come up, not called. No reason to like I don't get it. Hey, Ryan, you can go ahead and call on in too. Like the number's right there, guys. I'm actually inviting conversation, right? But don't just chat in the comments. Like I don't want to, because by the time I respond to you, you're gonna type something else. And I gotta respond to that. Why not just call in and talk to me? It's very easy, y'all. It's very easy to just call and talk. Democrats are the LGBTQ agenda party. Hey, the agenda, right? The agenda of the LGBTQ, the agenda to live their lives, the agenda to get married and live a productive and healthy and happy. The scary agenda of the gays, y'all. The scary agenda of the gays to, just be alive. The scary agenda. Basic human rights. That's the agenda for the LGBTQ. That's the agenda. Basic human rights. It's fucking hilarious, bro. Fucking hilarious. The agenda, the scary agenda for them to, live their lives. All right, guys, so we're still waiting for anybody who would like to come in or call in. I may do a quick reset over on my TikTok. I may do a quick reset over on my TikTok. If we don't get any guests over on this side. But over on the YouTube side, once again, phone numbers on the board, phone numbers pinned. The link to join is also pinned if you'd like to join and talk about it. The link to join is also pinned. I like this whole music. So link to join is also pinned. All right, guys, this is what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to hit a quick reset over here on the TikTok. Over on the YouTube, you guys are going to see the live go blank really quickly. Well, it's not going to go blank. You're going to see that I'm going to be coming back soon. I'm just hitting a quick reset over on the TikTok side, okay? So you're going to see my welcome page in a moment. And then we're going to go ahead and keep the live going because I just got to go ahead and reset over on my TikTok, okay? So I'll be right back, guys. Just give me a few minutes. I'll be right back, and we'll keep it going, all right? Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all, we are back. Just had hit a quick reset on my live real quick over on the TikTok. But we are back. Appreciate y'all for joining me again. So, like I said, if you're over on the YouTube just saw the whole screen real quick. But if you're over on the YouTube, you can still go ahead and call in. The live is still going. I did just get a call a few minutes ago. I'm going to go ahead and call that person back. All right, y'all. So over on the YouTube, I'm gonna go ahead and call someone back. I did get a call just a few seconds ago.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? You called in a few moments ago? Are you at least 18 and Christian? I mean, I'm sorry, I said Christian. I'm sorry, MAGA or Republican or conservative?
No.
You're not Republican, conservative, or MAGA?
No.
Okay, cool. Why'd you call in?
Oh, as a matter of fact, can I call you right back, sir? I'm sorry about that.
Not a problem. All right, let's keep it going, y'all. Welcome back. If you watch me over on TikTok, what's good with y'all? Welcome back. If you want to talk about what I have on the board, go ahead and call in that number, or you can go ahead and hit that request button to go ahead and come on up. Well, once again, y'all, appreciate y'all for being here. Yeah, I think when it comes to like I'm hearing about what's going on with the Navy, right? And it does make me sad as a vet, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you join, to basically, a lot of people join basically to escape poverty, to improve their lives, and you end up on a ship where it's like super shitty conditions, like inhumane conditions. Nobody's gonna want to stay in that, bro. Like, people are gonna jump off. People are just gonna jump off, man. Like, it's crazy what's happening with our sailors right now. And not only that, we're running out of missiles. We lost in Iran, y'all. I'm just telling y'all this right now. The United States lost the war to Iran. Okay, Trump didn't get a damn thing he wanted. He didn't get a damn thing he wanted. All right, America lost the war to Iran. And this is going to be looked at as, the Gen Z's Vietnam, basically. This is basically Gen Z's Vietnam. All right, it's an L. Okay, it's a big L all around. There's like, not only did we waste all our basically some of our best missiles, and had people die from it, but none of Trump's military or political agendas were met. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, Ayatollah Khomeini is gone, right? But the regime is still the same in Iran. It's still the same regime. You know what I mean? Still the same regime. They're still going to be seeking to enrich uranium. And now that, because he left the deal before, we're not going to get the same type of deal that we had under Obama. So none of his tactical or military goals were met. None of them were met. Like, America basically lost. Like, this was an L, All right, we're back on with TikTok, and I do see people coming in on a TikTok. How's it going, guys? What's up? What's good? What's good with you over on TikTok? If you allow to talk about what I have on the board, please go ahead and hit that guest button, and we can go ahead and have a talk. If you don't have the access to the guest, you can go ahead and call in right here on 786-530-5941. You can go ahead and call in there, or you can go ahead and request up, and we can go ahead and have that talk. Hey, how's it going? Take notes. What's good, bro? What's good? Take notes. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate y'all being here. All right, y'all, and join in on be a part of the cult, be a member, join in to be a member. You get a whole bunch of stickers when you join. Get a whole bunch of stickers when you join. I'm just dropping some of the stickers in the chat. Become a member over on the YouTube, become a member over on the TikTok. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank y'all so much. Tap that screen. And once again, if you're wherever you're watching me from, if you're watching me from YouTube, from the Deconstruction Junction, I'm also on Facebook right now. If you're watching me from Facebook, are you a Democrat debating Republicans? Well, I'm not a Democrat. I would say I'm more on the DSA side. I'm more of a socialist. But yeah, sure. I'm talking to Republicans, conservatives, MAGA, because those three are always not the same. You know what I mean? There are people who are Republican, conservative, and MAGA, but there are people who are Republican but not really MAGA. There are people who are conservative but not really Republican. You see what I mean? Yeah, fuck Elon apartheid. So yeah, Stifler, if you would like to come up and speak on the topic, you go ahead and come up. Who would I go for in the next election? That depends on who's running. That depends highly on who's running. Well, socialism isn't communism. Socialism is supposed to be on a transition period. I don't think we've ever done communism. Communism is supposed to be a stateless society, and no one's ever done that. I don't think anyone's ever achieved that. The USSR tried, but we saw how that went, right? So. But yeah, communism is supposed to be like a stateless society, and I don't see how we achieve that, to tell you the truth. Now I don't have an issue with anarchism, right? I don't have an issue with statelessness. These are not things that I have a problem with. I just don't know how to get there. So communism is supposed to be no state, no money, no classes. If you want to achieve that, though, I don't know how. You know what I mean? But I think we can do socialism. I think we can have a democratic economy. We can definitely have more workplace democracy. We can democratize basically all large workplaces, right? People usually discuss at what point should a company become democratized. In my opinion, I would say maybe around 100 employees. You could probably start democratizing the workplace. There are some people who put it higher, like at 500 employees, then you democratize the workplace. But there are plenty of places right now that I think should be democratized. Amazon should definitely be a democratized workplace. Same thing with, sorry about that, guys. Amazon definitely. Same thing with somewhere like Tesla, definitely. Meta, the people who own Facebook. I think the Alphabet Corporation, they could be democratized as well. But yeah, democratic workplaces, profit that goes to more towards the social welfare than just the pockets of shareholders and stuff like that. I think we could achieve that. I think that's achievable. A completely democratic economy. I think that's achievable. Oh, Stifler's not from America. Okay, yeah, that's fine, Stifler, if you're not from America. All right, guys. So once again, if you're watching me over on the TikTok side, go ahead and tap that screen. If you want to talk about what I have on the board, go ahead and hit that request button and we can keep on talking. If you're watching me over from the YouTube side and you want to have a discussion on what I have on the board, go ahead and the number is right there. Once again, 786-530-5941. We can go ahead and talk. Socialism and communism are pro-democracy, actually. The government system was created to enslave, steal, and kill and destroy. You want to be a part of that? Not necessarily. At least not the way that we run our government. I don't want to be part of that, right? Actually, not necessarily, just not at all. I don't want to be part of the government that's like that. I think we should have a government that actually works for the people, for what the people want, and not the oligarchs, not the shareholders. That's why I think a lot of our industries need to be nationalized. Like energy needs to be nationalized, transportation needs to be nationalized. What else? Telecommunications, I think, needs to be nationalized. The tech industry, in my opinion, should be nationalized too. It should be working for what the people want. It should be working for the people, not just for profit. That's why I don't think any of the defense industry should be private either. The defense industry, in my opinion, shouldn't be private. The defense industry, in my opinion, should be nationalized. It should be a government-run company, because like the government doesn't run for profit, right? There's no profit in the government. But if you're a defense industry and you're running for profit, of course you're going to be selling more weapons and arms to the government in order to make more war. That they sell war. That's where they make their profit at. Yeah, I mean, like Raytheon and Lockheed Martin, all them, their defense industries, none of those should be private. None of those should be run for profit, in my opinion.
Yo, what's good, man?
Hey, how's it going, Unstoppable? How's it going, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Oh, chilling. We're just waiting for some folks to come up. Been here for a little bit, but not sure when anybody's gonna come up. I did have one call. One person did come up, and we'll see. We'll see if anybody wants to come up. How's it going, bro?
Good. Did the person who came up, did they get cooked?
The person who called definitely did. The person who came up had more questions. Another person who came up, I'm not sure what was going on with him. He just didn't understand exactly anything that I was saying. 1776, how's it going? Are you at least 18? And are you Republican, conservative, or MAGA?
Yeah, I'm 18. I would say I'm a conservative, yeah.
All right, great. Unstoppable, let me talk to this guy for a little bit, and I'll make sure to add you in whenever I get done with them. All right. All right. Appreciate it. All right. So 76. You said that you are a conservative. I don't think black people should be conservative. Well, you think we should be?
Why not?
Because from what I've seen from American conservatism is mostly just about racial hierarchy, basically.
So what conservative idea is not good for black people to adopt?
That becomes the question. What is conservatism trying to conserve? What tradition?
No, but I'm asking you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a definition, or you're using a word which is conservative or conservatism. So you must have a definition in your head while using that word.
Yeah,
What
American conservatism.
idea?
Yeah, sure. American conservatism is all about adhering to traditional, basically traditional and traditional roles, essentially, in traditional, we would say, values of America. But the traditional roles and values of America were all based on racial hierarchy and discrimination. So why would be conservative?
So can you give me an example?
Yeah,
Of
sure.
a conservative idea.
Yeah, sure. Segregation.
Yeah, yeah, but that's not conservative now.
Is not conservative now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So segregation is no longer
that's
conservative.
why you should be conservative.
Because,
Yes.
but well, really, no one really believes in segregation. But is there do conservatives still believe in some sort of hierarchy?
So then, no, absolutely not. We
Sure.
believe that everybody should be based on their individuality, their own character, and that anybody can do that.
Great.
Any race or any ethnicity can do anything. And
Great.
It doesn't
How do
really
we
matter
ensure
your
that
color.
happens?
Well, we stop being so racially obsessed, and we judge people not on their skin color, but on their merit and their intelligence and their
Okay,
yeah,
great.
like just their
So
character.
Okay, great. So conservatives supported Barack Obama then,
No, I don't support Barack Obama.
but you just said
He
that you
literally
judge
killed
people.
2 teenagers.
But you just said that you support people on their intelligence and their merits.
Yeah, does that necessarily mean that I support Obama?
But you said intelligence and merits.
And
But I'm asking you a
can I
question.
jump
Does
in?
it necessarily mean that I support Obama?
No. Give me a second. Atheism. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
So then why would
76,
you ask
but
that question?
76. The reason why I asked that question because I was going off of what you said. You said conservatives support people not on their skin color, but on their intelligence, on their merits, and on their character. Obama displayed, if you in my opinion,
Wait, hold on.
some good
Doctor,
character.
I have to be back. Sorry, my dog.
Is your dog okay? Okay, we say he's gonna come right back. All right, let's go ahead and put on the music.
I was just gonna say, if that were true, why are they supporting Donald Trump, who's not intelligent, doesn't have any real merit in politics? Like,
yeah, I was gonna get to that next. that's why I bought up Obama. I was gonna get to that next. Yeah, because I was gonna make the comparison, but I was just gonna wait for him to come on back. All right. Best president in American history. That's a tough one.
Lincoln, probably, perhaps. I think
Lincoln is up there. FDR is also up there.
Yeah, FDR. Yeah.
They're up there, but it would the only reason why there's caveats is because they had racial problems like FDR. The New Deal.
Course.
Yeah, the New Deal didn't include black people and.
Lincoln, and the Japanese internment.
And Lincoln wanted simply black.
Lincoln was kind of racist.
Yeah, exactly. So it's difficult. You know what I mean? So many of our presidents have so many problems, so it's so difficult. Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult to. I think JFK was also pretty good, but even though I didn't like his I didn't like much of his anti-communist stances, but I get it. It was a time. Red Scare.
Are you a communist?
I wouldn't call myself a communist yet because I don't know much about it on how we get there. So it's like if I were to call myself a communist and someone would debate me on it, I'll fuck it all up. So it's like that's why I don't call myself a communist. I call myself more of a socialist, like a democratic socialist. What's his name? Just. Hey, Just, go ahead and come on up. I already invited you. You might know more about communism than I do. So
I don't. Holy shit, I do not.
Yeah, like from what I'm hearing about from communists, I don't have much of a beef with it, right? Like anarchism, period. I don't have much of beef with it. Now there are people who are anarcho-capitalists. That one, I would say, I'm not sure how you do that, bro, because capitalism requires a state to run. It just does, So
anarcho-capitalism is just corporations ruling us. It's pretty much like fascism.
Yeah, like essentially. You know what I mean? Because like, isn't that what the Third Reich had? The Third Reich had basically monopolies running everything. So it was a capitalist society. All right. So Just in my comments said that Trump was the best president. So I invited him up, see what he's gonna say.
I'd love to talk to that guy.
Yeah, me too. Let me invite Jen up. Jen, go ahead and come on up. Come on up, Jen. I think we could have
I did want to ask you this question.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Yeah, so how would you define systemic racism? Because I had a debate on TikTok that I did very poorly in, and I didn't research at all, and I didn't even have a definition of systemic racism. So how would you define it?
Systemic racism is basically rules and well, not rules. I would say, rules. Rules, behavior, and negative bias on an institutional level that advantages one group over another. That advantages one group and disadvantages another group. In America, that typically is white people.
Would you agree that that's often unintentional, but it's still the outcome in America?
Sometimes it is unintentional. Yeah, that's why it's so hard to That's why it's so hard to navigate, and why it's so hard for people to get through it, right? Because it is difficult to navigate. It is hard to see. Sometimes, excuse me, my bad. Sometimes it is unintentional. Right.
So the dude I was debating, he kept bringing up the Cambridge definition, which I kind of reject. I think it's a pretty bad definition of systemic racism. You want to pull it up real quick?
Yeah, I'm looking up right now. What's the Cambridge definition? To policies and practices that exist throughout a whole society or organization that result and support in a continued unfair advantage to some people and unfair or harmful treatment of others based on race.
I just don't like the first part, like policies. Like there are no explicit policies right now in America that advantage white people over black people in the law book. But it's still often the case that white people have advantages in society over black people.
Yeah. The only thing that would change there is or. Like, you see how it says policies and practices? I would say policies or practices, right? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be a policy, just to be a practice. Because just like how you're saying in America right now, like it's not a policy that the police, discriminate against black people, but it does happen in practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I would change with there because that and is doing a lot of heavy lifting. You know what I mean? So if you practice it, but it's not in the policy, someone can then say it's not systemic racism. You know what I mean? But it still is because you're practicing it.
Right. And like in America, due to like redlining and shit like that, black people have disproportionately been in a worse financial situation than white people. And I wouldn't necessarily consider that a practice that's being upheld today. But it is harder to get out of poverty, and poverty does create crime. Exactly. So that's why we see those statistics. But I wouldn't necessarily say that's a practice. So I just don't know how to get over that.
That's just an outcome, essentially. That's basically just an outcome. So yeah, it's not there's not a lot of clean definitions, but just like I said, even when you asked me, like I didn't give her a huge clean definition. You know what I mean? So now it can be policies, it can be practices, and it can be outcomes from those policies and practices that disadvantage one group and deliberately disadvantage one race, or disadvantage one race and advantages another race, essentially. So that's basically how we can define it. Policies, practices, and outcomes. Policies and practices that produce outcomes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say policies, practices, and outcomes. Yeah, exactly. Any of the three.
Gotcha. All right, we got Leo on the board right now. Leo, how's it going? Are you at least 18, Republican, conservative, or MAGA?
I'm 22 and I'm none of the above, man.
Oh, no above. Okay, cool. So, how's it going? What you came to talk about?
All right, my fault. I was doing something, but man, really, bro. I lean more towards of the conservative side, but I don't think it's as simple as being a full-on conservative, man. It's a lot more that goes into that stuff. So, I really don't think anybody should be, putting themselves in these categories, man. It's too small-minded, bro.
Now, you say you lean towards the conservative side in what aspect?
I do feel like a lot of traditional practices, they were practiced for a reason. I'm not saying every traditional conservative practice, but most of them, man, are, they're done for good reason, man. I feel like we should stick to a lot of traditional stuff. You can ask me more on certain topics, but, like I said, when we try to go too far and do too much, man, that's where we start to, that's where problems occur, man.
What traditional practices do you think we should still adhere to?
That we should. My fault. You said what? I couldn't hear you.
What traditional practices do you think we should still adhere to?
Well, me being from
What the heck?
Yeah, what the hell just happened?
His phone might have died.
That's happened to me before.
Yeah, his phone might have died. All good. Let me go ahead and put the whole music back on. Yeah, his phone might have died. We'll see if he comes back up.
You watch sports?
I don't keep up with it as much.
Gotcha.
But,
okay.
What is on right now? The basketball season is over. I know that. Is baseball back
on right now?
Yeah.
Football's coming up.
Yeah. Baseball. I'm one of those people who watch it during the World Series usually to see who won. Football is almost the same thing. Like Super Bowl is. Football is like the American sport, so Super Bowl is always super fun to go to. When is Super Bowl going to be in next year?
It's in February.
February. Yeah. Where's gonna be at? You know?
Shit.
Let me
I
find
don't.
out. It's gonna be in California. Okay. Yeah, I ain't going all over there. I ain't going all the way to California for the Super Bowl. Yeah, but it's gonna be in
Dude,
California.
that shit is so expensive, bro.
Expensive as hell, man. Super Bowl was in Miami twice, and I was living in Miami, and it was like, bruh, when I say the traffic.
You've been to a Super Bowl?
I was just in the city when it was happening, but I didn't go to it because it was super expensive. And when I say that traffic, bruh, that traffic. Let me tell you, when I was living in Miami, right? That's where I grew up. I grew up in Miami, and Super Bowl was in Miami twice. The first time it was in Miami. They had such poor logistics. I live 20 minutes away from the stadium. 20 minutes away, and I have to take the highway to the stadium. I got to take I-95 and then the turnpike just to get to the stadium. All right, 20 minutes away. There was traffic in my area because of the Super Bowl, and I'm 20 minutes away.
Wow,
I'm driving on the
crazy.
highway. The logistics were so poor, very, very poor. And then when it happened again, it was a little better. It was a little better. Now, instead of it taking 20 minutes for me to get to the stadium, this time it took about 45. Yeah, I mean, so the logistics was a little better, but at least the traffic wasn't backed up all the way to my area. And it was so that's how backed up it was. It was insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, absolutely insane. All right, guys. Hey, we're still waiting for a call in. Anyone want to call in? Go ahead, and the number's on the board: 786-530-5941. If you're watching me over from the Deconstruction Junction, or if you're watching me over from the Volsitas channel, you guys comment a lot, but I don't see you guys coming up. So go ahead and come on up when you would like, or not come on up, but call, and we can go ahead and have the discussion. We're just waiting around at the moment.
Volsi, I do want to. Are you a mythicist?
Like a Jesus didn't exist person?
Yeah.
No, not really. I think the consensus is that he did in fact exist, right?
Right.
I'm more having I don't have a beef with that. I'm more of a beef with the claims around him.
Okay, gotcha. Because I've seen you on like mythicist panels or like interact with mythicists, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, Barr is a mythicist. Be Easy is a mythicist. They don't think that Jesus existed at all, right? And I've always said that when it comes to that, right, I would say the Jesus of the Bible didn't exist. The one that's went around walking on water and changing water into wine and raising from the dead. That Jesus didn't exist. But a regular old Palestinian carpenter who was preaching to motherfuckers, yeah, that guy existed, sure. But the superpowers, I would say that didn't exist. Nah, I would say that didn't exist.
What you're saying.
Yeah, but Barr and Be Easy are more like the person in of themselves never existed, and that one I'm more on because I don't know as much as them. I need to see like what sources they have on that. But most scholars do agree that there was a guy, or there could have been several guys amalgamated into one. But either way, it's like, how do we show that that he flew to the sky? That's the question that we need to ask.
Right.
Other than that, it's not really a big deal if he did exist or not.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to prove he didn't exist. I agree.
Yeah. Hold on, I have Anthony. Anthony, you've been here for maybe an hour. Okay, so go ahead and come on up. Also, that's an L, not an I. I'm not sure why people always confuse that. It's VOLCY, not VOICY. That's not a it's. Maybe I need to put my name in all caps.
That's a capital L too, right?
Yeah, no, it's a VOLCY. It's a regular spelling. You know what I mean?
I'm saying it's a capital L. It doesn't even look like an I.
Yeah, no, because a lowercase L looks like a capital I. So, but right. I've always wondered, why do y'all think that there's a capital L in the middle of a name? Like that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen. But yeah, Anthony, I'm not sure what your beef is with my mods, but whatever. Go ahead and call in, or I don't know, talk to them niggas. Like So I don't know what the beef is with the mods. I'm talking about conservatism in the American tradition. The ones who support Republicans support basically strict adherence to tradition, those type of things. I don't think we should be those.
To bring it back to the president, you know who was a good president, or like not racist for the time? Ulysses S. Grant. He was pretty progressive.
Yeah, Grant was pretty progressive. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, I would say American conservatism, the ones who believe in basically unmitigated free market capitalism, strict adherence to traditionalism and social institutions, religious faith and nuclear family, and limited government. When it comes to limited government, it's more on, I'm more with that, because usually when conservatives mean limited government, they're talking about bringing everything back to the states. But the states aren't necessarily good arbitrators of like good law or morality either. Because one thing we have to...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, one thing we have to remember is that Jim Crow was not the federal government. Jim Crow was the states. You know what I mean? So like the states decided that, not the federal government. It was the federal government who stopped Jim Crow. So whenever conservatives talk about states' rights or limited government, I don't trust it. You know,
it's literally they want states' rights to limit human rights. They want states to have the ability to limit what humans do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when people talk about limited government, the reason why I have such an issue with it is not because I want the government to rule over everything in our lives. It's because I don't trust the states either. You know what I mean? Because historically in America, it was always the states, or it was most of the time the states doing the most fucked up things, you know, and the federal government had to go ahead and overturn it. You know, so that's always my thing. All right, guys. So slow night, very, very slow night. I'm going to go ahead and probably get out of here, guys.
Oh, you're going to dip?
Maybe, because like tonight was like super slow. I don't think I'm going to get any more debates. I've already reset the clock. I already did a reset. You know what I mean? So it's like, hold on, let me see if this person wants to come up and talk. I already did a reset. Yeah, I mean, and I didn't get anybody to come up. I'm not sure if TikTok is just not sharing it. And I got one call, but no one else is calling. There's a whole bunch of folks over on the Deconstruction Junction, but they're not calling in. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Fair enough. I'm actually gonna dip right now because I got to go to bed. So.
All right, cool. Not a problem. Hey, appreciate you, man. Come back anytime, guys. I may dip out. I have invited people and I told everyone to call in, but I haven't been getting any calls. And over on the TikTok side, we're not getting any guests, so may dip real quick. Yeah, again, Anthony, you've been here for the past hour and a half that I've been here, and you don't actually pick up the phone and actually, talk to me. I'm not going to keep going back and forth in the comments. I'm not going to do that. All right, and Danger over here on my TikTok, you go ahead and come on up and discuss with me if you would like. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a few more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and Metal, I'm not sure why you're banned. I do not know. What up, Jermaine? I see Jermaine in the comments. What's going on, bro? All right. So Goomba over on my YouTube, I'm gonna ask you to go ahead and call in. Numbers right here. You can go ahead and call in and talk to me. We can have that conversation. All right, y'all. So, like I said, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, and then after that, we'll go ahead and get out of here. Tonight, it just didn't get pushed out. Not sure why that is. Didn't get pushed out, so we'll go ahead and end it for tonight. Tomorrow, I'll have another topic on the board. All right, Anthony. Like I said before, Anthony, if you're just gonna go ahead and keep responding to what I say without never actually calling in and having a discussion with me, you're just gonna go ahead and get booted. Yeah, can't make this shit up. All right, guys. So I do apologize for the slow night, but I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I do appreciate y'all. Though, come back on another night. Maybe it'll be a much faster night. Maybe we'll get more discussions. Maybe we'll get more discussions next time. Comrade, it's hilarious that you say that, but the ones who's giving tax cuts to the rich are Republicans. The ones who are deregulating are Republicans. The ones who are essentially bootlicking the billionaires are Republicans. So it's hilarious that when people say that Democrats are looking out for the elites, but it's always the Republicans who are looking out for the elites. Every single policy the Republicans have passed have benefited the elite. Like, I really don't understand this. I really don't understand this. All right, we finally got one caller.
From?
Hey, how's it going? 407. Can I get your name, age, and are you Republican, conservative, or MAGA?
Republican.
Can I get your name and age, please?
Jim. I'm in my 50s. That's where I'm going to leave that.
Jim 50s. All right, Jim. Why should black people be Republican?
Well, black people have more been conservative in their views. I'm speaking I'm thinking from my age and a little bit older. Okay? We've been conservative. I'm black. Conservative in our views.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what black people really fought for and always really wanted, just to have a normal conservative lifestyle.
What are we conserving?
What do you mean by what are we conserving? What are we saving? We're saving our families. That's what we're saving.
Okay, can you have a family and not be conservative?
No, but you put it on the conservative aspect. You're talking about conservatives. You're talking about Republicans, are you not?
Right, but Jim, you're not really answering my question. Can you have a family and not be conservative?
Sure you can.
Okay, cool. So, all right, so can you? Yeah. All right. Hold on, Jim. Hold on. What values exactly?
I'm coming to hit you now. The Democrats more take what you're gonna see. What's the air breathing for today? What's good for today? What's the end thing for today? What's in for society for today? I mean, that's basically what Democrats be going after. And then I seen on your posting that somebody said Democrats just come in and they give you whatever or talk a good game, and then after that they dip on you, and they do. I've seen it, been through it.
Okay, so Jim, I'm very unclear on Jim. Hold on.
They come to get the vote,
Jim.
and then they come to talk about
Jim. Let's have a discussion here. I don't want you to just complain.
I am.
All right, cool.
That's how I discuss.
Jim, hold on. Nothing you said actually is clear to me. Like, I'm not clear on what you're talking about here, because Jim, let's actually have the discussion. Don't just react to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
I am.
Okay? No, you're not. You're just reacting. All right. So when it comes to Democrats, right now, I've already said I'm not even a Democrat. I'm actually a socialist. But when you say that they hope, bro, let's actually talk. So hey Jim, let's actually talk.
See you later, man.
Jim, can we actually talk, please? Jim, can we actually talk, please? So all right, cool. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here then, since Jim he didn't want to talk. This is kind of crazy. All right, Reed Michaels over on my TikTok. You could come up as well, right? We could have that conversation. Hey, appreciate the 10 jewels. Shout out to Why Weed for the 10 jewels. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns.
Hello. I'm not here
How's it going, Yusuf?
debate. I'm here to ask a question. Hello. I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. You said that you're not here to debate. You're here to ask a question. Sure. Are you at least 18?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Right.
What's up?
The prompt. Are you arguing like for being Republican, conservative, MAGA, like as black, or
No, I think
are
we
you
should
arguing against it? Yeah, I agree on that. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
All right, not a problem. All right, y'all. Yeah, appreciate the 10 jewels. Why we appreciate that for real. We'll see if Jay Rowland wants to call in. But I guess he doesn't. Yep, economy is trash. So I was gonna invite Reed Michaels up, but it looks like he can't come up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. All right, so we did have one last call, but that didn't go well at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. I do appreciate y'all for being here. I do appreciate y'all for being here, and I do apologize that we had a slow night. You know what I mean? Sometimes that does happen. Sometimes we have a slow night. Sometimes we have lots of discussion and debate coming in. But if we're since we're gonna go ahead and end off the night, like I always say, y'all, be secure, be affectionate, be wise, be flexible, and be trustworthy.